It's crazy how I'm making a review video on Hyatt Raipur when I stayed there for less than 12 hours. We checked into the hotel at around 2 a.m. in the wee hours of the morning. We were super exhausted, and by the time we finished our breakfast the next day, we had to check out. We checked out around 10:30 a.m. So this definitely isn't the most accurate review, but I am going to give you a general idea of how the hotel is. Before that, I want to talk about the journey from Maharashtra into the state of Chhattisgarh. We had to cross the Samruddhi Express, which was a relatively new expressway made by the government of Maharashtra. It's honestly an incredible piece of construction and roadwork. But what worked against us, for some time at least, was the weather condition. There were excessive rainfalls, there was hailstorms, which is basically ice falling on the windows of the car. We had to face lightning, thundering, flooding, and honestly, it did get a little scary because the Samruddhi Expressway was not very filled with cars. There were also fewer pit stops, so we couldn't really stop anywhere for even a chai break. It took around 1 hour for the weather conditions to improve. The clouds were still grey, and there was a light amount of rainfall, but nothing as compared to what we had just endured. For now, I couldn't wait to get into Chhattisgarh and into Raipur and check in into the hotel. Little did we know the nightmarish experience that was awaiting us. If I had to advise anyone, that would be to enter into Chhattisgarh state either in the morning, afternoon, or early evening, but not after that because it gets extremely dark and the lighting at the Chhattisgarh border is extremely poor. The second most frustrating situation that I encountered was that they wanted a hard copy proof of the interstate pass. And because we had the digital copy, that was not accepted, and it took us a very long time waiting for our driver to go and communicate with the authorities there to allow us and cross through the border. They finally rejected it, and just like many others, we too had to keep waiting until somebody somehow miraculously gets a printout. I'm not sure where some others happened to get a printout, but some of them did produce a hard copy. The others decided to wait it out till morning time so they could go nearby and somehow manage a printout. But because I have had a decent amount of experience doing road trips, I always carry a portable printer with me. I finally convinced my driver, who was refusing initially, to get a printout from my portable printer. He sends the online soft copy document to me via Bluetooth, and I get a printout, after which he presents it to the relevant authorities at the border, and we finally get access to enter the state of Chhattisgarh. I do give kudos to the level of security present at the Chhattisgarh border. I could feel how serious they were about getting the documents checked of every traveler, of every car that was passing into the border. But I do think it was unfair for the remaining of us who had all our documents in order but in soft copy version. Finally, we entered into the city of Raipur and checked in into the Hyatt Hotel. It was a very sweet, nice, cute little, moderately lit up place with a mall attached to it. I do feel this is the perfect place if you want to spend a couple of business days or a couple of quiet days in the city. It did not have a lot of staff, but I did like the vibe of it, and maybe I might just come here for a little longer the next time around. Truth be told, I did not have a lot of time to explore the restaurants in the hotel or just the hotel on its own. But in terms of facility, hygiene, and all of that, everything was top notch. The view was quite simple. There was a lot of greenery, and at least it wasn't filled with construction sites and a cluster of random buildings. The next morning, we went for breakfast and everything was nicely, neatly laid out. I wasn't particularly pleased with the layout of the chairs and the tables and the dining area in general. The ambience was all right, nothing that stood out to me. Yet, I'd like to make a special mention to the buffet manager who was all invested in ensuring that the guests were well taken care of and the refills were done. I found the food a little too spicy for a regular palate. But if you like a bit of a top note in terms of the spice or the masalas, then you probably are going to enjoy the breakfast at the Hyatt Raipur. Overall, a nice, cute little hotel in the middle of Raipur. I wish I had more time, but time was of the essence and we had to get going. But a decent experience, and perhaps I might just come back for another full day.